Hello, before we begin and show you this video, I just want to say one, I am not a gymnastics expert. I have learned a lot about gymnastics along the way because we live in an area where there are no gymnastics gyms, so we've always had to learn along the way. In no way is this any instructional video, or the girls that are in this video are not doing perfect handsprings. We are just trying to do this out of kindness and to share good ideas that we hope might help somebody, because I wish I had thought of this tip a long time ago. This has worked for so many of my girls. This is simply just to help them with the mental part of being afraid to throw a skill after they've already had a skill. It could work for a handspring or a tuck. We're demonstrating on a handsprings, but we've also used it for tucks as well.
School, a larger school, we had a team of 18 handsprings that we were going to throw at state finals, and we were super excited about it, and two of the girls lost their handspring after they'd already thrown them on the mat during the year. And we were so stressed over it that I called in one of the best gymnasts I know that's local and asked her if she knew a way to get them to get over this fear they had of throwing their handspring even though they already had it. And she told me that they were going to do this thing called tapping. So I was all excited to see what tapping was. And in my head, I had a vision of what I thought tapping was. But then she came in, and it was nothing like what I thought. Tapping was just this meditation thing that she taught to tap with the fingers. So it didn't work. She was trying to be great. I'm not discrediting her, because it was awesome that she even tried. But we did not get our 18 handsprings because the girls never got over it. Fast forward to years later, I'm at a totally different school, and one of our girls has a mental issue where she goes backwards just like they did back then. And for some reason my brain went back to that story and thought, why don't I try the tapping that I thought was what she was going to do with us in my head? And ever since then, this has worked so well with mental issues in gymnastics. So this is what we do here that we call it tapping, that works very well when a tumbler gets into a mental block and they feel like they can't throw their handspring anymore. So I'm going to start with Jenna. Jenna has a lot of issues where sometimes she gets nervous and she gets scared. So what I would do is I would start by actually spotting her normally. It needs to be a coach they truly trust. This cannot happen with someone they don't have a lot of trust in. So it has to be the person that they trust the most who is spotting them when you do this. So I'm going to spot her regularly. Ready? Now, I'm going to actually tell her every single time. I'm going to say, Jenna, I'm here. I'm just going to tap you, but I'm still going to spot you in the middle when you go. You don't need me until you actually throw the spring, okay? So I tapped her first. I reassured her that I'm spotting her in the middle. And then, come on back. I'm going to ask her to do it again. I'm going to tap her again. I'm going to slightly make the taps earlier and earlier. I probably shouldn't tell them this little trick. I'm going to slightly make the taps earlier and earlier, because really the tap doesn't matter. It's that I'm spotting in the middle that matters. So I'm right here. I'm going to ask Jenna at this point to watch a video of herself so that she can see that all I'm doing is tapping. Let's go a little forward so I hit the strip like that. So she can see that all I'm doing is tapping and spotting very little in the middle. So she's not looking for that hand anymore. Because one of the problems that mental blocks are about is that they're so used to feeling you right here. They're waiting for you to be their support, when in reality, the support should be in the middle of the handspring, not at the beginning. So ready? And as you can see, I'm actually kind of over spotting her, which is why she's kind of blocking right out of it. Okay, that's what I promised. Ready? At this point, I would show Jenna the videotape that she's actually pretty much throwing the handspring by herself. And she would see that, and then she'd start to get more and more confident. And then there's a point at which she doesn't even care if my hand is touching her anymore. She isn't looking for the hand to start the handspring. She knows that it's being thrown by herself. And then when she sees a video they're doing it herself, she really becomes confident. Sierra, literally at this practice today, first time I made her do handsprings today at the beginning of this practice, what did you say to me? I can't do it. Literally said to me today, I can't do it when I made her do her first handspring. Okay, I'm here. Good. Right here. Right here. bit, a little further. Listen, power and energy. I'm right here, I'm not gonna. And as you can see, gradually and gradually, I can take the hand away as I'm spotting them in the middle until they feel confident enough. For me, they'll actually see in the video that I'm not doing anything. I'm either flicking their hips a little bit in the middle, or I'm not even touching them in the middle. And then when they start to see that on a film, then they're usually ready to either say get away, or they're ready for me to just to be there. That's okay. I'll have her watch this video actually. Because I'm actually hitting her butt after she's over. So she would see that in the video and it would help her know that she has that already. Thank you.
Jenna was so determined after we made that video that she wanted to go onto the wedge today and throw them with no spot at all. So this shows you kind of how this progression works.
Looks great.
This is Dom. This happened before we did the recording today. She had to leave practice a little early, so she couldn't be there for the recording. She mentally had some issues today. You can see right there. She stops herself from throwing her spring. We did the tapping thing with her today too. And she decided she was going to throw it by herself on the tumble track. And she did it, and we were super excited. As we mentioned before, we just did this because we hope it helps somebody. Thanks for watching.